What's up, YouTube? Decided to do another shootout today. Today, we are going to be shooting out the SF Yoyos SF and the G squared Yoyos Banshee. Now, you're probably wondering, why would you shoot those two out against each other? That doesn't make any sense. And you're right, it doesn't. But I'm going to shoot them out against each other because they're basically two yo-yos that you can't really ever buy because they go out of stock within, 2-ish minutes of when they get put up. So decided to sort of shoot them out against each other, just based really on that similarity that they both sell out almost immediately whenever you put them up. And maybe we could shoot them out and see why that is, see why I think it is, and kind of go from there. So the first thing I wanted to talk about are the two separate companies. So SF Yo-Yos is sort of a company that's shrouded in mystery. The SF is their first release. The 36 is their second release, and it's a smaller yo-yo. I don't have that, but the SF is their first release and seemingly most released yo-yo at this point. It's come out in a bunch of different colors. Super small runs, sells out super quick. They're basically shrouded in mystery. Nobody knows who is behind SF. Well, I'm sure somebody knows, but nobody really knows who is behind SF. Yo-yos go up on the site, people buy them all, they get shipped out. That's the end of it. You get a pretty cool yo-yo in the process. Now, G squared yo-yos, on the other hand, everybody knows who Jake is. He's very active in the community, and he posts every day. Has a vlog that a lot of people watch, including myself. And he puts up yo-yos, and they get sold out immediately. And you can meet him at contests. I met him at a contest. And buy yo-yos from him there sometimes, and that's really cool. He sponsors a team. His team is full of really cool guys that are also really cool players, and just all around, hell of a member of the community, and just a hell of a guy as well. So Jake, if you're watching, you're a hell of a guy. But anyway, so pretty different there. You don't know who runs SF Yo-Yos, at least I don't. And Jake's pretty readily G2 Jake is pretty readily accessible. So you got that there. Secondly, let's talk about the build of them. You could, for a fact that at least I think, if I'm wrong, that would be crazy, but 99.999% sure that all G squared yo-yos are built in America. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me that, but it's my understanding that this is an American-built yo-yo that's then, sent to Jake, who then QCs all of them. And his QC standards are the highest high quality, according to him. And this is actually a glitch. I'm not really sure why, but this is a glitch. This might be one of the ones, I got it around Christmas time, and he did a bunch of A grades that he marked as glitches that shouldn't have been glitches, so this might be part of that. So this might actually just be an A grade that he marked as a glitch. It's perfectly smooth, plays amazingly, it looks great. It's got sort of they called it a sunset. He called it a sunset fade. It's kind of a very subtle red orange to just red. It looks super cool, and the diamond blasting on it is perfect, and it just grinds amazingly, and it's great. This is probably one of this is like top 2 greatest yo-yos ever created, in my opinion. Probably number 1. If you'd asked me last year before I got the new Countach, I'd have said this was number 1 ever. The new Countach rivals it a little bit, but maybe that's still just because it's brandy new. But one of the greatest yo-yos ever. This is the SF. Now the SF. Now these are like 100. The glitches are $75 at least, sometimes $85. But this is a $115 yo-yo, and that's or $115 or $130 depending on colorways and what have you, and this absolutely plays like that. Out of the box, dead smooth, awesome player. Competition. It doesn't get any more competition than this. This is one of the nicest yo-yos ever, and it's totally like it plays like a samurai sword. I've said that before. That's the truth. This I don't think is necessarily competition driven. At least is not as competition designed as the Banshee is. That's not to say that it's not a fun shape and it's not a great shape. It's kind of that nice rounded over V or H shape or whatever you want to call it, and The blasting on it is it's nice. It's a nice matte finish. It grinds just fine. It feels very good. It's very comfortable to hold. It's a little bit smaller, as you can see, in width and diameter. It's very little. The diameter is pretty close, but just a little smaller. But generally, this is a smaller and a little bit of a lighter yo-yo. Although I would say they're both about as quick on the string. This isn't heavy by any stretch of the imagination. And at $50, this is kind of a steal for a $50 yo-yo. This plays really well for a $50 yo-yo. If you know, I would say it stacks right up there with everything. The absolute best yo-yos in that $50 price range, and probably even outplays a lot of the $75-ish yo-yos as well. So, awesome stuff. Again, QC super high quality. This is this is perfect. This yo-yo was perfect out of the box. Super dead smooth spin, super quiet bearing. Again, also plays very razor sharp. So quiet but very like whoosh, razor sharp sound, just great. So it's not hard to see why these sell out so quickly either, especially at that $50 price point that kind of hits everybody's like oh, it's just $50 for like a great yo-yo that nobody has a bad thing to say about. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer. Let's put one of those in my collection. This also is kind of very different than anything else. This is sort of the best of this type of shape that I've played, but I've played a lot of yo-yos that kind of sort of are within this realm of same shape, but this is the best one that I've played. It's kind of this VH type shape. This holds some similarities to a lot of yo-yos, but is also pretty different than a lot of other yo-yos. It's very nimble, kind of jumps around the string pretty easily. A lot of times I feel like yo-yos that are this sort of shape end up being a lot more rim weighted and have a lot more weight to them, whereas this one's kind of a lighter yo-yo, and I said in my review it's kind of a much lighter yo-yo, so it's kind of just nimble, or more nimble than a lot of shapes that sort of take this VH shape thing. Those ones end up being a lot heavier. So as far as competition is concerned, this is probably the one that you would pick, because clearly that's what it's designed for. If you're going to go compete and stand up on stage and do your thing. That doesn't make this not a great yo-yo and not a really fun yo-yo, because it is. Just because it's a little bit lighter, I don't think it's necessarily competition driven as much. This spins a lot longer, and just is kind of a lot quick. It's just kind of a more competition built shape, particularly with how wide it is. You can go horizontal with it as well, and while this is still a great yo-yo, awesome design, super fun design, it's more designed for fun than it is for competitions type stuff. So I wouldn't say either of them are better. In their respective price ranges, they're both monsters in the price range. So if you can get a hold of them, either one is awesome and an awesome addition to your collections. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. What do you think of these shootouts? How are they going? Let me know in the comments. We're getting pretty close to almost to 300 subs. Like I said, at 500 we're going to do a giveaway. Not sure what the giveaway is going to be yet, but I got a couple cool things in the works. So keep an eye out for that. Like and subscribe to make sure you're following for that stuff. But that's all for me today, guys. Which one's your favorite? Were you able to pick up either a Banshee or a SF Yoyos SF? But thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.